Hello, this is Faith and Books. I'm sitting out on my porch. Maybe you can hear the spring peepers. They're down at the pond that's just at the bottom of the hill. Anyway, it's such a blah day today. It's just been so rainy and everyone's going stir crazy cooped up. And my husband he started working at 9:30 this morning. It's a Sunday and he's going to work all day because it turns out working from home means you just work 7 days a week, all hours of the day. Everything takes twice as long to do. He's super stressed out. Anyway, so I'm feeling kind of low. So I thought, well, maybe if I give you a pep talk, that'll pep me up. So I'm going to do a pep talk about unexpectedly homeschooling. And the truth is that people who are suddenly forced in homeschooling, it's really unfair, and you're not getting an accurate picture of what homeschooling is because, for one thing, homeschoolers are often involved in lots of social activities. They join clubs, and they're in scouting, and they go on field trips, and they have co-ops, and so they're not isolated at home. So it really isn't the same thing. Also, when people homeschool, usually they've been planning it for, at least weeks, probably months or even years. So they have, they've done a lot of research. They've got an idea of what they like. They have an actual educational philosophy. If you've just assumed your kids were going to go to school and then suddenly they're at home, you probably haven't thought that deeply about your educational philosophy. So it's a huge upheaval in your life. And so that's why I want to say you have to give yourself lots and lots of grace. And you have to give your kids lots and lots of grace because, it's scary. It's scary with the coronavirus. And it is such an upheaval for kids. And kids like order. They like to know what's going on. They like things to be regular. And it gives them a sense of security. And when suddenly everything is topsy-turvy and they can't play with their friends, it's hard. It's a rough time. So just give yourself lots and lots of grace. And I would not get too guilt-ridden over doing more than average screen time or, just letting people get away with being kind of lazy or whatever because you need a break. It's really stressful, especially if you're trying to work from home and juggle homeschooling at the same time. That's awful. So I just wanted to give advice on how to lower tension in the home if you have a lot of tension going on. If people are really sort of grieving or upset, and maybe there's a lot of bickering and snapping and sniping at each other and impatience and people getting on each other's last nerve, that sort of thing. There's certain things you can do to diffuse that. And the very first thing you have to do as a parent is get your priorities straight. Because whether or not your kid does well in school the rest of this semester, whether or not they fill out every worksheet or they complete every assignment that's given to them, all that, doesn't matter. It's not important. It is not important. So you have to put that low on your priority list. And the most important thing is that you and your child bond. You don't want to jeopardize your relationship with your child. You don't want to get bitter and resentful because that's what your child will learn. That's what will hurt your child. And that's not good. That's really not good. And that could have repercussions for a long time to come. So the very first thing you need to do is figure out a way to get close to, and not close in a claustrophobic, cabin fever way, but just at a place where you are friends, where you're comfortable with each other, where you're relaxed with each other, where you confide, where your child confides in you, where you feel affection instead of irritation with each other. And the ways that I know to do that, to diffuse that sort of tension is, number one, I would say, is exercise. Just exercise, because kids can be in a horrible mood. They can be having temper tantrums and whining, and they're just driving you up the wall. if you make them get out there and exercise, if you get them moving and their heart's pumping, that's going to diffuse. I remember growing up, my mother, very wise, if we got to a point where we were so frustrated or we were on the verge of having a tantrum or just, couldn't stop compulsively whining about everything, she would make us run around the house 3 times. We had a big house. And, you'd get out there and you'd be really, really angry and you'd make that first lap around the house, right? And you're still angry. And the second lap around the house, it would start to just go away and your mind would start to think about other things. And by the 3rd time around, when you're really winded, you'd completely forget what you were mad about. So it really works like a charm. So anything you can do to get kids out and moving around, and if it's silly, the sillier the better. Because laughing, that's the second thing, laughter, humor, diffuses tension, and it's golden. It's golden. So it can't be mean. It can't be making fun of somebody or playing a cruel trick on them or a prank on them or something. It's got to be shared laughter, shared belly laughter. And that really diffuses tension and it makes people feel much closer. So whatever it is that makes you laugh, if it's silly 3-legged races in the driveway or, whatever, to get moving, to get laughing. The other thing is to do things that make you feel cozy. And that could be anything from, watching old sitcoms to, playing video games together, to baking together, to reading out loud. That's what I would do, read aloud, some cozy old-fashioned book, singing together, whatever it is that, praying together, whatever it is that sort of releases that tension and makes everyone feel close and cozy. So exercise, laughter, and something that makes you cozy, that makes you feel cozy. Those are the 3 tools that parents have where they can really control the atmosphere of the home. That 4th thing is order. You need some kind of routine. Everyone needs to know their expectations. Everybody has to feel like they're part of a team and they're important and they need to pitch in and help. That definitely, that's a little bit harder though. Kids are resistant. So that's a little touch and go. But so that's my advice. Give yourself lots of grace. This is a really stressful time. You're in a predicament you didn't expect. Even if I've been homeschooling for a while and it just hasn't been working or you're getting burned out, exercise, laughter, and doing cozy things together will go a really long way to lightening the mood and making everybody appreciate each other more. So those are my words of wisdom, and I'm going to try and follow them myself. And I hope you have a good day. I think tomorrow the sun's supposed to come out, so I'm excited about that. The older I get, the more I just get really, really down when it rains too many days in a row. I really need that sunshine. I really appreciate it when it comes out now. And I don't remember being like that when I was younger, but I'm definitely like that now. I need sunshine. So anyway, I will talk to you later, and I have a lot of little, really simple ideas for this coming week, just really simple stuff that kids like to do, tried and true, that gets them using their imagination and learning without stress. So that's what's upcoming this week. So I'll talk to you later. Take care. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.